Hey guys, it's Dr. Amanda with Straightsmile Solutions, straightsmilesolutions.com. And originally when I had made this video, I had planned to make it about chopped IPR teeth. And I call them chopped because sometimes you see cases and you're like, dude, this patient has had massive IPR before. I can just tell because it was done so crappily because they tried to do it on crooked teeth with a disc and it looks chopped. And I had a case, of course, I would love to show you, but it's not my case, so I can't, so I sketched it. But it was like so clear. The teeth were crooked and you could see like line. It was so hacked, poor thing. Y'all, you can't be doing these with discs and burrs. You got to get in there and smooth the edges and contour them. And, oh, guys are driving me crazy. Or you might have to do some expansion and sequential distalization first before you put in all that massive amounts of IPR. So anyways, initially, this video was about, hey guys, even though you haven't done IPR on this patient, clearly someone else has. Let's be smart, take PAs, not a pano, PAs and bite wings, and see how much enamel is left, or take a CBCT and see how much enamel is left. First of all, you might not even should be able to move these teeth. Second of all, you might have to restore these teeth after. You definitely probably can't add more IPR, and probably when you straighten these teeth, it's going to look awful because all the botched IPR, which either when they relapsed or maybe they just never finished the treatment, it's going to be really obvious that the teeth look awful. So just be careful. If you take this case, this case might turn into a liability, not for you. Well, it would be for you if you didn't point it out ahead of time. I mean, you can say like, where have you had IPR done? Where have you had ortho done in the past? Let's get those records. And of course, if it's been more than 7 years, probably won't. But to be honest, people weren't doing massive IPR 7 years ago. I did almost no IPR 7 years ago. We did so much more extractions. Um, we didn't, I mean, yeah, I did IPR, but for black triangles and Bolton issues, I didn't do like massive IPR for crowding. I mean, yeah, we were much more likely to take teeth out. And now we're much more likely not to take teeth out, which I think is great. But the quality of the IPR out there is embarrassing and abysmal, and people are just getting chopped. So, anyways, chopped IPR is a term I use. But then this video turned in as I started doing more research, finding out that people are DIYing their own IPR. And my daughter brought this up to me. She's like, look, on TikTok, people are sawing their teeth. I'm like, dude, that's IPR and people should not be sawing their own teeth. Why? And this probably will have to be another video, but then I don't want to make it a video because if I make it another video and put it in a title, all the DIYers are going to be like, oh, wow, there's a dentist teaching us how to saw our teeth. No, I ain't doing that, okay? I'm not telling you guys how to do it. I'm telling you guys you're dumb if you do it. First of all, you can damage the gums. Not to mention it's inappropriate because if you don't know how to do it properly and you do it on the wrong teeth, you're going to end up with weird Bolton deficiencies, weird bite problems. There's a reason why we strategically decide where IPR is going, and it's a lot of work, and we use CBCTs and really fine-tuned measurements in order to decide if we're getting IPR and if it's going on the top, the bottom, this tooth, that tooth. Because if you don't do it right, the bite gets wacky. So no, really, really dumb. Now, of course, going back to some of the really anthropological, I can't even say that, anthropological, anthropological research, going back to some of that stuff like the book Breathe and the book Jaws, if you haven't read those. Is it Breathe or Breath? I think it's Breathe. James Nestor. Listen to that podcast on the Joe Rogan show all about how there was no crowding 100 years ago. I mean, crowding is a first world problem caused by bad diet, by bad posture, by bad everything, bad upbringing. You know, tribal people nowadays do not have crowding. Crowding is a problem you caused on your own because you didn't properly parent your child. I mean, it's a truth. It is the truth. So from birth. So yeah, they're having a more abrasive sandy diet. I mean, to be honest, I had a pretty abrasive sandy diet growing up. My parents used to boot us into the backyard to pick vegetables and eat them for lunch. I mean, I'm not joking. If you're hungry, go pick a green pepper. If you so we're in the backyard picking vegetables and fruit from the tree, rinsing it off. And I'm sure there was plenty of sand in what we ate and dirt. And my parents didn't care. God made dirt don't hurt. We ate plenty of dirt. We didn't wash things. We were city people, but we were kind of country people. So, real hippie dippies. My parents were children of the 60s and they told us not to wash our stuff, so we didn't wash it. So this was definitely an issue with my husband, who, by the way, is the most, and by the way, I don't get sick. So at all. So, I mean, whatever that did was the smartest thing for me. I don't have gut issues. So, but anyways, I mean, I didn't have crowding. So I don't know. A lot of sand got in there. I chewed around on stuff. I bit on stuff. I mean, you know, I mean, it definitely wore down between my teeth, but guess what? I didn't have crowding. So check out those books. We'll talk about my childhood. But yeah, people are doing DIY IPR on their kids, on themselves. They're effing it up and it's going to be a mess. So you kind of got to know the TikTok trends, because if you don't know the TikTok trends, you're going to get caught, because someone's going to trap you and be like, where should I get IPR? If you tell them where you're going to get it, they're going to go home and buy one of these suckers off eBay, and they're going to go to town on their tooth. And I'm telling you, it's happening. I hear about it all the time. So yes, there is DIY IPR going on, and yes, your case might be chopped, and no, you should not take a chopped case as an Invisalign case at all until you research it and do all the imaging. And yeah, you should charge them a lot extra, and they're going to need full restorative afterwards, and you better mock that up with the lab. I would make it like a DSD case or some other lab that looks at the Invisalign plan, looks at the restorative plan. Collect that giant down payment ahead of time, because they're going to need massive work, temp stuff like that. Don't get yourself in a bad situation. If you just start straightening these teeth and it looks awful, you're going to get sued, even if you didn't make the mess. All right. Thanks so much.